we've doubled in the last year easily, even through COVID. And last month was our best month ever in practice in 20 years. Yeah, before Blueprint, it was very frustrating at the office because we were constantly trying to reinvent the wheel on training, and we didn't have a follow-up system even for our staff, so we never really knew who'd been trained in what, and then none of the staff were actually trained the same way, so none of them knew the same stuff. It was super frustrating trying to run the office and keep track of who was doing what. And with a Blueprint, having all that laid out, their training program, all the staff training, all the videos, now I know exactly what everybody knows. I know how they were trained, I know what module they were on, I know what they know, so I can hold them accountable. Since we've been with Blueprint, our patient outcomes have gone through the roof. We rarely have someone that doesn't have awesome results. The take-home plan, the nutrition, it's definitely upped our game. We're seeing patients before. We used to have more of a cutoff with neuropathy at about 20% nerve, because below that we just couldn't get results. Now we don't even worry about that because everyone's responding well. The protocols have definitely enabled us to take on those hard patients we would have been afraid of before. Our day 1 and day 2 before were very long, so it was exhausting. I do a day 1 for like an hour. Yeah, I know everyone laughs when I say that, but I would spend so much time with them, so I felt like I had to convince them of everything. And then day 2 was super stressful because no one was sold on, they didn't understand anything at day 1. So I'd have to come in day 2, and I used to do all my day 2s on Tuesday, Friday, and I hated those days. I would wake up in the morning with that pit in my stomach because I knew I had to pretty much feel like I was doing a hard sell all day because they just were not prepared for anything. And then my day 2s were an hour, hour and a half. And it was just physically and emotionally exhausting. And now using the Blueprint protocols, using the phrases they use, just following the scripts word for word, my day 1 sets them up for day 2. Day 2, they understand the importance, they're ready to sign up. It's just stress-free. And then when they start care, I didn't have to browbeat them into taking care. So they come in a great mood and they're just happy to be there. So it's made the process a lot easier, but the personal stress I don't have anymore is phenomenal. Our growth, we've doubled in the last year easily, even through COVID. We barely skipped a beat. We were able to keep our collections up. We actually grew each month. I mean, I have so many friends of mine that are chiropractors who are still not recovered. They just didn't have the tools to deal with all this. And not only did we recover, our 2020 collections will be above 2019, which we were with Blueprint about the middle of 2019, and that was double our best year before that, and 2020 is even better through everything that's gone on in the world. So it's definitely kept us going, and not only going, but actually excelling. And last month was our best month ever in practice in 20 years. Biggest thing that we got from Blueprint was just being able to patients do most of the care at home, took that fear away from them. And we would tell them on the phone, you know, you need to come in for the initial exams, but most of this you'll do at home, so you don't have to get out, you don't have to drive around. So just having the take-home tools for people made it super easy. We offered virtual consultations, but most of them didn't mind coming in the one time. They just didn't want to be in 3 or 6 times, 3 times a week like the old days. So it gave us the tools to let them treat themselves at home and us to be able to still stay in business. And a part of it was just the confidence that we knew what we were doing. I think a lot of people with COVID weren't really that confident telling their patients, it's worth the risk, you need to come in and get this taken care of. But because we know we're going to be able to help them, we were able to just tell them, listen, we take the precautions, but it's worth it. You need to come in, you need to see what's happening, and you need to let us help. And because we had that conviction, because we knew we could deliver, it was a no-brainer for us. So we didn't really even take much of a hit at all. We found giving them everything they needed, cleared out the office so we could serve a lot more people, and they got better results, so it was just a great match for us. The ease of getting the equipment and getting it to them is one of the things Blueprint gives you. They already went through all the vendors and had everything dialed in for us. I like that they have their own models of things, so people weren't looking at what we gave and then Googling it and saying, well, I can get this cheaper on Amazon. So I like that everything's customized, but he just packaged it. Blueprint made it so easy because it was just a package. It was like when they have neuropathy, here's the take-home equipment, here's where you order it, and you can just have it sent straight to them so you don't even have to stock anything. So these guys are relevant. They're in the trenches. When you talk to them, they give you patient experiences that they've had that are relevant and recent in work in today's world. And they're always there for you. I like that it's not a lot of hype. It's here's what works, do step A, B, and C. And then the best part of it is nobody remembers everything they hear at any seminar. So the fact that I can go on the Blueprint board and everything is right there. Everything that they're talking about, there's either a video, a script, there's something on there that covers everything I'm learning this weekend. So what I don't remember, all those resources are at my fingertips. And as a coaching program, that's awesome. They really are good at taking you and your situation and telling you what you need to hear. So if you're like, my phone problem isn't going to be the guy down the street's phone problem or the guy in California's phone problem. So when I call and say I'm having trouble with my phones, they really dissect it. They actually listen to phone calls we've made or that my staff has taken, and they literally customize, here's what's going wrong in your office and here's how to fix it. So the overall package fits everybody's office, but when you fine tune it, they really dial it into your specific needs.